Stop! Police!
Oh, shit.
We have a total of 600 in progress for most of each. Subject is 25 and appears to have shit his pants.
Get back here!
Hey, what's up? This is Community Service with Craig Conant. That's me.
Hello. Hey, what's up, Community Service, mother stinkers, no cussing. And thank you to my new Patreon people. Thank you, Justin Souza, just like the tequila, Souza. And I'm going to Austin, November 5th, everybody. I'm taking Aline Makovsky. Hopefully Rogan will give us some venison. And we're at the Vulcan Gas Company. The ticket link is on my website. It's on my Instagram. And November 5th at the Vulcan Gas Company, I'm going to promote heavy. You'll see it on my feed, story, website, all of it. If you can't find the ticket and you want to ask me, you're a dum-dum. I'll still answer and be kind, but it's on 4 different places. Austin, Texas, November 5th, Vulcan Gas Company. Thank you. I love you all. Today's guest is Emma Willman. She's awesome. I met her out of the country, and she was supposed to be after Bill Burr, but then my crazy cousins dropped in from out of town, and family first. Sorry, Emma. And anyways, this episode's fire. She's hilarious. Check her out. Check the episode out. Peace.
Lease is up the end of November.
Wait, save it.
Okay.
I'm gonna guide you.
Okay, thank you.
I got you.
Hey, are we rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, we get right into it. Today's guest is Emma Willman, and I fucking love her, and I don't even know you that well. Why do I love you so much?
I don't know, man, but I appreciate it. I feel the feeling is mutual.
You vibe with your people.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
And then, I don't even know. Did we meet at JFL or just through the grind of stand-up? Do I have food on my face? I just bit a bunch.
Oh, I just noticed. So, what kind of food was it?
It was avocado toast. I was like, and then I just, real quick, 2 bites. Yeah, man.
So I was trying to think about that because I don't think we met at Just for Laughs because I remember seeing you at Just for Laughs, and I remember being like, oh, and greeting you like we knew each other.
Yeah.
But also, maybe it was one of those things where like I initiated greeting you like we knew each other, and so you followed back, and I was confused.
Because I remember I didn't know you, and then you followed me, and I was like, oh, who is this? And I was like, oh, shit. And then we crossed paths in the hallway at the comedy store.
Oh.
And you always were just like, yeah. And then you always were just good vibes. And then we hung in JFL.
Well, because I remember getting off the elevator at JFL, and in my brain, I definitely was like, oh. But it could have easily been because I followed you in line, and then I got confused. And then at JFL, which is like the comedy festival, like you're seeing comedians around a bunch, and so sometimes you know people and sometimes you don't. So it's better just err on the side of like pretending you do, but I really thought I did.
No, I mean I knew of you because like when I said she followed me and she's verified and had a fan base and established, so whenever you're coming up and somebody like that follows you, you're like, oh wow, this is cool. It's fucking cool. I'm all sweaty because I just filled up these sandbags at the beach. I ordered sandbags because these tipped a little bit,
Oh, for the microphone bottoms. Oh, smart. Yeah, this
so
is
I
a
just
really
filled them up real
good
quick.
for you.
Can we get that mic a little closer?
Absolutely. And you're right near the beach, which is nice.
Okay, you walked up. This area is fucking gorgeous.
It's so
it's
pretty.
doable. It's doable. I've been telling them. Everybody.
Yeah.
It's like I saw 2 bedrooms as cheap as $2,200. That was a couple blocks in, but still walkable.
Yep, totally walkable.
I saw oceanfront.
Oceanfront.
Oceanfront, $2,900. No neighbors. God, your neighbor.
We could.
Yeah.
How's that?
Hello,
He's
God.
your neighbor and your landlord. If we took a bunch of steroids or something, you could probably throw that and hit the water.
Yes.
I mean, a bunch. You'd have to wind up.
Human growth hormone. I want a big head.
Yeah.
Move over, Barry Bonds. I'm coming. He got
But
big
it's
head.
it's really, really pretty.
And now that the city kind of shut down, because I lived
Yeah.
right in the thick of it, and then I moved here because I was like, well, I never would have moved had it not shut down. But
You
now
don't
I'm
think
like,
you would have?
No, I for sure wouldn't. I'm not there yet, But
Right.
then I saw this and the price, and I was like, okay, I could do this.
Sure. And I mean, it's not going to be like it's not too bad of a drive.
No, and there's less traffic, and all the shows are at night anyway.
Right. Totally.
I don't hang out as much for sure, but there's nowhere really to hang out.
Right.
And also, I did that for like a fucking 8 years.
Did you stop hanging out as much when you stopped drinking?
No, that's when I started hanging out.
Oh, yeah. You started hanging out when you stopped drinking.
Yeah.
I relate to that.
Yeah.
Because someone the other day was talking about, they're like, oh, I always get nervous if I don't drink, then I won't hang out. I was like, when I drank, I didn't want to hang out. I want to go drink by myself in a corner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want to get fucked up.
Yeah, I want to get fucked up. Get fucked up. Absolutely. So I would hang out more when I wasn't drinking too.
Yeah.
But
it filled the void. I was like, finally, a home, a place, a scene full of derelicts like myself.
great word. That was a very good.
You fucking derelicts. Comics are nuts.
That's a good word.
How long have you been sober?
Well,
If you want to talk about it.
absolutely.
You're like, well, 2 days. I fucked up.
I had been sober a year and a half, and then like 2-3 weeks ago I was in New York, and okay, I do think these things are connected. So I was there, I was feeling very overwhelmed because I'm just making excuses, but I had my
Before you get into it, it ain't that big of a deal.
It's not that big a deal, and I got right back on, but
yes.
it's nutrition because I was only eating these free croissants that were at the fucking hotel. So it wasn't that I was so overwhelmed with packing up my apartment and moving, but I was eating because I wasn't planning was croissants. So like 3 days in of just the croissants, I was so malnourished, I had to drink.
I needed sugar and empty carbs.
I don't know. That's what it felt like. And then I got a nutritionist, and I was like, all right, I got to like have a more balanced diet so I don't get so depleted that.
You didn't think like I need spinach and broccoli. You're like, I need a Coors. I need a banquet beer.
Yeah, that's the drinking problem part of me. I was like, I'm getting depleted. And it was right next to a liquor store, and the croissants were free at the hotel, and they were like in individual wrap bags. It was a very safe croissant. And then I started drinking at like 3 p.m., drank all night, got sick, missed my flight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right back to the old habits.
I lost a mouth guard that was $800.
What's a mouth guard?
I grind my teeth at night, and I had just bought it.
Why is it $800?
I don't know.
Can't you just put some rubber in your mouth?
That's what I asked the dentist, and they were like, no, you need to get this. And
they're full of shit.
I
man.
know.
You could have got the fighter one at the MMA store for $8.
That's what I'm gonna have to
Get
go do.
Good old BPA, all up in it, made in China for 99
What's a
cents.
BPA?
BPA is the chemical in plastic that kills you and gives you cancer, and it's in everything.
Oh.
Very rarely is a water bottle BPA free. It's usually like a Nalgene. I have one. I still don't trust it.
That's a really good. That's like not a fun fact, but it's like a good fact. I didn't know about that.
I'm a
BPA.
hippie. They just put everything in there. It's like they're trying to kill us. Wake
Are
up,
you
everybody.
vegan?
No,
Oh.
I should be. I preach all this shit, and then I have candy on my desk, chocolates. Right? I like sugar. I'm sober too. No, but back
love
to
sugar.
like.
I love
okay, so
sugar.
she fell off the wagon. Big
Yeah.
whoop. She right back on it.
Right.
When you make I like. That being said, I'm getting fucked up tonight. No,
no.
No, but like I feel like because people make such a huge deal of it,
Sure.
then when they slip, they're like, well, fuck it. I'm just going off the rails. It's like, no, don't make a big deal of it. You fucked up for a day or 2 or 6 years. Big whoop.
Yeah. What's high school really? Really? What's your early 20s really?
So a decade's gone.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
missing your teeth now.
It is what
Get
it
right
is.
back on.
Yeah.
Just get right back on.
Because it's also, there have been times where I've gone out and drank and then done it for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So my life is the way it is now. I haven't set it up in a way. I don't even want to do that anymore. Like I was like, what am I doing? Just throwing up croissants, like
Missing my flight.
Losing my $800 mouth guard
Yeah.
that I shouldn't have bought, that I probably wouldn't have bought if I was of clearer mind
Yeah.
and had more nutrients in my system.
You're on that croissant fog.
Yeah, it was just I was all screwed.
It's the damn Frenchies they got in there.
I love sugar too. It's so like
it's so good.
do you ever, when you're like in like a supermarket, like do you feel like you can like feel the sugar from the
Oh
bakery?
my god, I get high off the candy aisle. I get
Me too.
overwhelmed. It's like when I'm in a fireworks store. I'm just like, it's just overstimulation. I'm not even. I get panicked. I get a little
Yes.
anxiety. I was like, what
Me
about
too.
sour gummies, chocolate,
Yes.
peanut butter?
And then I'll picture myself like eating them
And
sometimes.
then you get sick.
And but in some ways for me, it almost start to feel like sexual, the amount that I'll want it. Like I'll picture, like my girlfriend was like talking about candy. I was like, I can't get that. I don't want to just eat that. I want to put it in my nose. Like I want to like put it in my everything.
I
Like
want to just smear chocolate on.
not to be too morbid, but I'd almost rather, like, if it was the end of my life, or if I was gonna make it the end of my life, I'd almost rather eat myself to death than drink myself to death.
Yeah, and a peanut butter cup.
Yeah.
Soiree.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
Oh, makes it sound great.
I had a 2-scoop banana split last night by myself.
Good for you.
I went, there's this awesome little ice cream, little mom and pop shop. They make handmade ice cream cakes.
Ooh.
It was so cool. They had this thing called Monster Cookie and Cookie Monster.
What were the differences?
I don't know, but I got
Holy
both.
shit. You did? And the 2 scoops? You had a night. Were you all right?
No.
Oh.
I was so high off sugar. I went with my girl. She got a single scoop like a normal human being.
Yeah.
I got a
Fucking-
double scoop
Right.
banana split, whipped cream,
Right.
chocolate, peanuts.
Back off, I'm starving. She's like, Jesus.
Right after dinner, right after a cheeseburger, fries, and an appetizer. And I looked at it and I was like, there's no way I'll finish it. I finished it in 42 seconds. She hadn't even finished her
Right.
scoop. And I just wolfed it down and I was I was just like, nah. I was cackling at my own jokes.
Have you ever not finished it? Like, have you ever done that and actually not finished it?
No, I'm an addict.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, this will make me vomit and shit my pants,
Right.
but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I relate to that 100%.
Why do we do that?
I don't know, but I love sugar. Like, to me, like, I have to be in a very sound place mentally and spiritually for me to start consuming sugar. Otherwise, it's a wrap.
It's bad.
It's like 2 days of me just like
It's bad.
When we first went into quarantine, my girlfriend was like, I noticed you've been kind of upset, so I ordered some cookies.
You're like, oh no, big mistake. Just
And
you're climbing the walls.
I was like, I'm not in a place emotionally to get
Yeah.
cookies. And she was like, are you kidding me? I was like, no, like, if I have those cookies, like, shit's about to go down. Like don't get me near those cookies. And she was like, just have one. I'm like, it doesn't work like that.
Sugar gets you high for
Sugar
sure.
fucks
I
you
was
up.
so high after that. It just
Were you
sucks.
depressed this morning?
Oh, that's every morning.
Right, fair. Were you more depressed?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the come down. I'm like a child. Like I
Yeah.
get like rabid, and I start giggling and drooling and laughing, and then 20 minutes later, I'm like this, just catatonic, staring into space.
How was your girlfriend doing?
She's fine. She's
Yeah.
normal. She's had one scoop, and then that's life. Like
Wow,
she's
man.
just good.
Right.
She didn't have to. She's just like, oh, like you ate all that. Like
What
it
do you-
was a gross amount. Like no human being. That was a splitter. That was for 2, maybe 3
yeah.
people. That was not for one person.
You
all
had
of
the
it.
sundae, the 2 cookies.
I had the 2 scoops of like way too flavorful ice cream with stuff in it, with chocolate, caramel,
Ooh.
pretzels, cookie, brownie in the ice cream, then chocolate syrup, then whipped cream. Had banana though. Had banana.
That's good. That's good.
Potassium.
And you ate the banana too?
oh, of course.
Oh, I'd smack that banana out of there
No,
right away. Once people saw me with the banana, I would have been, fuck this banana.
Fuck this fucking. Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
gotta treat yourself too. You know, it's like we're only human.
Yeah.
You're not a saint.
She was walking up, and I was like, I made it. Look at the God.
I'm living.
It's so nice. I go in the water every day,
That's great.
and I think I've only missed 2 days.
Are you swimming or are you surfing?
I surfed 1 or 2 times. One time, but I got a rash on my nipples. I gotta get a rash guard. It's a real thing. It gets you quick.
Huh.
The board and the wax, and I was just like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
they're on fire, bro.
That's not good.
Oh, yeah, you gotta get a rash guard, and then the water's actually pretty warm right now, so you don't need a wetsuit. But if you have a wetsuit, you have a bathing suit, you won't get that. But the fucking wax tears your stomach up, and you just whole rash.
Were you able to stand on the board? It looks very hard.
It is very hard, and I ate shit a lot.
Yeah.
But I have a big longboard, and I used to surf, but I eventually started getting up.
That's
I got
great.
up 3 times and probably ate shit 6 times. It was short lived. I got the old chafed chafed
Yeah.
up pretty quick there.
You felt the nipple rash coming.
Yeah, it burns. And then I was with my little cousins, and
That's nice.
and I was pushing them into big waves. Did I talk about this? I know I talked about losing Thaddeus. Was that Patreon or here?
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus.
That was
Thaddeus.
last week.
Oh yeah. With Bill. How'd
Yeah.
I forget that? Duh. Dude, I have Bill Burr on. Fucking.
Are you serious? Holy shit.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so cool.
I know.
He was here sitting in this chair.
I wish he zoomed. He don't
Oh,
trust,
he zoomed
he
in.
don't
All right,
trust me.
still. Whoa. That's so cool.
I told him about losing my nephew, but I didn't tell. So my little cousins are so weird. They're so funny because they laid on the longboard and just were riding it like a boogie board. And then my little cousin Vincent, he's like, this one, because he's like, I want a big one. I want to go straight to Brazil. And then after that, all of us were going, who wants to go to Brazil? And like every wave took you to Brazil. And that was, but like we all went with it and we're screaming it. And then one of my little cousins, Lewis, he just sat sitting on the board sideways and a big wave came.
Uh-oh.
And then I was like, bro, like fucking do something. That shit just hit him and he just went, ah. He quit immediately after that. Did not touch that board. I was like, paddle.
Did they live around here?
Yeah, they were from Inland Empire.
Oh, that's so nice to have family in the area too.
Yeah.
Like that's a real trifecta of niceness.
Yeah, and then they all just ate shit, and
Well.
Vincent was the only one that enjoyed getting the shit kicked out of him. He would just get like, it's like, you good? He's like, yeah, let's go again. I was like, you just got murdered.
He wants to get to Brazil.
Yeah, he's so funny, dude. I'm going to Brazil, but like yelling it like we're WWE wrestlers.
Like, all right, man.
Woo! Like Ric Flair.
That's cool having Bill. Had you met him before?
Yeah, so he found me. I had done a bunch of shows with him throughout the years, but he never saw me go up. Mm-hmm. And if he did, it was real quick. I think I told the story. He was eating a salad, and he was like, "Oh, good set," you know? And it was just so funny. And I'd hung with him a few times. But then the internet, he watched my shit on the internet.
Oh, that internet.
And then he stopped me in the hallway at the Comedy Store, and he's like, "Hey, I always seen you around. I didn't know you were good, you know?" And then I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy."
That's
He's like, "You're really weird, man." He's like, "You got your own thing." He's like, "That's awesome." And then he stopped me again, and then he's like, "I've been showing my wife your videos," and I'm like,
whoa, that's like a high. Like when you show the person you're with the video,
"Yeah,
that's high praise."
dude." Because that one, I was leaving the Comedy Store going to the Laugh Factory for a spot. He pulled in the driveway and honked at me.
Woo!
And I was like, "Who's this?" Then he rolled down the window, and I was like, "Oh, it's Bill Burr."
Wow.
And then he, it was just cool. And then,
I think I met him. I met him in New York at Gotham, and he had a mustache. And
because he was filming the Pete Davidson.
movie. But I sat down, and I think I had maybe met him maybe once or twice at the Cellar. But I remember sitting down next to him. Didn't know it was him, so I sit, turn, register, Bill Burr. Before I say anything, he was like, "I have this mustache because I'm filming a movie." And I was like, "Yeah, like it looks great." And he was like, "It doesn't look great. Like it sucks. I'm just doing it because." I was like, "I'm not judging you." And he's like, "Well, I just that's why it is." And then he asked if I was a comic. We talked for a little bit, but that was,
dude, he's the shit.
Yeah, I appreciated the level of neurotic to be like, just if anyone even sits next to me,
it's the movie.
It's the movie.
It's not me.
Yeah, I was like, "You're all good. Don't worry about it."
I remember what I was going to say. I was like, my own brain. I was like, how did I forget? Because so I said, like, when he stopped me in the driveway, he goes, I was like, "Oh, this is surreal."
Sure.
And he's like, "Why?" Like, he didn't even understand why. I was like, "Because you're Bill Burr. I've been watching you for 10, 12 years. He's like, "I'm an old fuck." And then he just drove in. And then, like, I was like, that was.
Wow.
And that's why he's that's why he's the best.
Sure.
Because, first of all, he's one of the best comics in the world, period. But then stuff like that, like the mustache story and I'm an old fuck.
Yeah.
Or him doing Bob's Espresso Bar that I brought up with him in North Hollywood. He did an open mic at a coffee shop in North Hollywood at the peak of his fame. Well, probably now is the peak, the SNL, but he's still selling out arenas.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Imagine being in a theater arena comic and then going to do an open mic
Man,
at a coffee shop. You know what? That's why he's a fucking legend.
yeah, that I wonder if like one time I was opening for Louis C.K. in Portland, Oregon, and after the arena show, there was a tiny bar show at this arcade, and Joe List is friends with him, and he was with us, and he was like, I'm gonna ask him if he wants to come. I just treat him like normal person, whatever. So he was like, do you want to go to the show? We go, and actually it was kind of funny. The bouncer didn't recognize Louis, so he's like, it's $5 for everybody. And we all just stood there and we're like, all right. And then we were just like kind of giving it a minute to see if he recognized, and then we just like stood there, and Louis was like, and he was like, $5 for everybody. So he was like, okay. So he paid $5 for everybody. Go in, the manager runs out. Sorry. But it was pretty much like a open mic type show.
Yeah.
And then he went up after selling out, it was like 5,000 seats, and he did that. And I didn't do it actually, because I got nervous about having him see me in such a small environment. Even though I was already like opening for him, I got nervous, so I didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I wonder if if you were doing stadiums like that, would you still?
Absolutely.
I think that setting, it was more about him being there than me, because I would have happily done the mic, but it was more just like the scenario of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it. There's nothing that makes me more nervous than having my peers watch me, and peers I look up to.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, for sure.
Totally.
But I don't even know who told me this. I can't give them credit, but they're like, just you do you always.
Right, exactly.
And then where he did finally see me live, where I asked Bill to do my podcast, was at a bar show, and he was watching, and I was like, just do, so
Yeah.
I was in my head like, should I edit? Like, what would he like do?
Right.
And I'm like, just do your shit.
Right.
Just do your shit. And I opened up with my cousin's vagina bit, and it was awesome.
Also, I wonder what it would have been like if you what your set would have been like if you were trying to edit it for Bill
That's when you
Burr.
fuck up.
Right, because
That's
what
when
would you have
fuck
done?
up.
Like,
Yeah, I don't
You'd be
even
like,
know.
"Ah,
I was like, I just do my weird shit.
And then
That's
he'll
what
be
I
like,
do.
That's the guy. Yeah, that is what you have to
He's
do
like,
too.
well, I was a fan.
Right,
So
right.
they wrote a Bill Burr joke.
Right, exactly. Also, then if something doesn't go well, but you were doing something and doing you, then you can still stand behind it, because it sucks if you do something
Yeah.
and you don't like it, thinking only doing it to go well, but then it doesn't go well, because then you're like, okay, I sold out myself and I didn't like that shit either.
Yeah.
That's not a good feeling.
Yeah, we've all done that.
Yeah.
It's the worst. You're like, oh, fuck, I hate that joke. I
Right.
did that. I pandered for you.
Right.
And I bombed.
Right.
Now we all hate me.
Yeah, we're in agreement, okay? I'm like, what?
Ah.
Just so you know, I know it's no good.
I suck.
Yeah, they're like, what is happening right now?
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you came up in New York, or?
I started doing comedy in Boston. Speaking of Bill Burr, right before I started comedy, me and my friend Mike, who doesn't do comedy anymore, we snuck into a Bill Burr show at Boston University.
Nice.
And I forgot about that. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
He killed. Not that that's like surprising, but they were having like a problem with the mic, and I remember he kept like wiggling the mic around trying to find it to not have a problem, but he didn't like stop the show. Now, like, I would think, like, I probably would have been like, oh, can we switch out the mics? But he didn't do that. He just was like, kept wiggling it and then did the show. But I started in Boston. Then I moved to New York after that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now you're LA, or you just come here a lot?
Well, here's what happened. So I moved to LA like
The croissants. The croissants.
Yeah, I had to get away from those croissants. Is the mic okay the way I have it?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, it is okay. I won't touch it then. I appreciate that. Thank you. This is what happened. I moved to LA. I started dating someone out here, and I felt like I was spinning my wheels a little bit in New York. And I moved to LA, and then I got this job on a reality show in Maine. So I moved to LA like last November, December. Got a job on a reality show in Maine. Went to Maine, worked on that, filmed that. It was about moose poop.
Moose poop?
Yep.
Is that when they make the jewelry and the art out of it? I've seen stuff like that on the internet.
You're the only person who has ever...
I'm a big poop fan.
Because usually people are like, what? And then, or they're like, oh, for fertilizer? Yeah, they sell jewelry.
Yeah, it's weird. I almost bought some earrings. I don't have my ears pierced, but
How did you know about that?
I don't know. I just I'm a fan of fecal matter. My whole
That'd be a
family's
great
been
shirt.
shitting their pants their whole life. I've shit my pants a lot. You'll see later.
Man,
And
do you have IBS?
Probably. But
I think
don't
I
like
did.
to call it that.
Yeah.
I'm not a labeler.
No.
I just-
I'm just me.
I just
man.
take risks and drink milk, even though I shouldn't.
Woo, living on the edge.
Woo. Before it was definitely the cocaine cut with baby laxatives. The fucking bastards.
Oh yeah.
Why do they do that?
Yeah, why do they do that?
Leave it pure.
Sure.
They double the money. That's why.
Right. Why baby laxatives though?
It's white and digestible.
Snortable. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes
What the
sense.
fuck was?
Right when I was in Maine, did that show, and then came back, and then it was lockdown. And then I went to Louisiana for some of like the lockdown too. So I haven't really been in LA since I moved here. Like maybe 2 months total.
Rent is cheap. That the longer this pandemic,
I know.
it's fucking. I'm telling all my homies, I'm like, yo, you're renting a room in East Hollywood for $1,000.
Right.
Get a roommate, pay $1,100 to $1,200, and go to the ocean. What are you doing,
Come on
guys?
down.
Come on down.
Now, do you live here? Do you live at the ocean too?
No, not
Oh.
yet anyway.
Well, I mean, now I would imagine if you're like
I've been
hearing
telling
this all the
everybody.
time.
Showing me
Yeah.
places, yeah.
Does he show you the ocean every time you come down?
Hey,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
I
it's
make
hard
them
to
go on
miss
a
it.
walk with
Yeah.
me. I'm like, hey, come here, look at that.
Right. Least we forget. It is beautiful too.
Hey, guys, it doesn't get old.
Nah.
I take the long
True.
route to drive along it, and I live in front of it.
Yep.
It doesn't get old.
And the scent, and it puts everything in perspective like instantly. When you see the water, you're like, oh, it's not such
Yeah.
a big deal. Like this is
Nothing's a big deal.
grand and
Be mad.
glorious.
Go dip in the water.
Yeah, put a toe in.
Put a toe. Put your rashed up nipples in. Burn.
Are there
Why am I
sharks
talking
over
like
there?
that? I don't like to think about that.
Oh,
But yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't believe it's sharky water, but there's for sure sharks out there. I got super scared because I was a huge fan of Shark Week, and I was watching it, and then they're like, on the notoriously sharky waters of Catalina Island. I'm like, that's right there. I was like, what? The Catalina is just like, I don't even know.
I
Fucking
didn't realize that. That's
Catalina
clear.
Island is an hour boat ride
Oh,
right in front of
cool.
us. That's not cool. That's sharks.
Well, Catalina Island's really, that's not cool. But Catalina Island, because my half brother was a kayaking instructor on Catalina Island for like 2 years or something.
Yeah.
So I went and visited once. It was so pretty. Wild
It's-
boars.
It's so cute, and they got buffalo and boars and sharks, and it's like, oh man, people like stand up paddleboard there. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, man. What are you doing?
Too much. Too far.
I as much as I love the ocean, every single time I'm in it, I'm like, like what's under
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Seaweed touches my leg. I'm
Totally.
like, what
Totally.
was that?
Totally.
See a fish
Jellyfish?
this big. I'm like, it's gonna kill me.
Do they have jellyfish too?
Mm-hmm. And that's never been. I've known like one guy to get stung. It's not like
Right. Like a
it's
big
not-
thing.
Yeah, it's not a big thing.
If I saw a shark, I'd have a heart attack.
Yeah,
I mean,
I saw a seal and I had a heart attack.
Oh.
He was flopping and flipping. I was on the surfboard. I was just laying on it. I was like, he can't get my toes.
yeah.
Can't get my toes.
Are the seals? I remember hearing some random fact that I have no idea if it's verified, but don't seals like rape? Or maybe someone was doing a joke about it, but
Dolphins rape.
that's
people.
what I was thinking
That's
of.
a real
okay.
thing.
People.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And dolphins, it's the only
Damn.
animal that's smart enough and conscious enough to where that exists. Mm-hmm.
Right, because they're like, okay, I know you don't want this,
Yeah.
but or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't. Okay, so it's not seals. See, that's why it's important to know what, like, a little bit what you're talking about when you throw stuff out like that. So I'm not like putting on seals
No,
that they're
it's-
rapists. That's
yeah.
how rumors. That's a big part of things are going down recently. Yeah, I think I heard somewhere that these raccoons are raping people. Maybe it was something else.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Raccoons
trying to-
wash their food off, which is so weird to me.
I didn't know about that
They're
either.
so cute. Seals can attack people. It's very unlikely, but I have heard of incidents that have happened.
Really?
So I'm like, I'm scared.
Right.
I'm scared. I act like a big tough guy. I'm scared.
Scared of that seal.
scared.
Plus, you don't want to get beat up by a seal.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm scared of like certain stuff, like certain traumatic experiences. Like I'm sure I've talked about this. Like I've had guns drawn on me several
Really?
times, and it doesn't even phase me just because like I'm in just shock of it. It doesn't hit me till like later.
That makes
But
sense.
like if a seaweed touches my calf, I'm like, ah! You know, like instant, and it doesn't make any sense. It's probably just my way of processing
Yeah.
trauma. It's just I just go like shock or
Sure.
you know, you're just like, well,
It's like that fight or flight response. 'Cause if you have a gun drawn on you too, then that's like, I can totally see why. I mean, I would just faint. I would either faint.
you would think that, but in your head, you're just like, oh, this is crazy.
Right.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And you just kind of are like, okay, assessing it. Like,
Yeah, you're like,
here we
oh,
are.
I guess this is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've told the story a million times, but I got raided and they were.
Oh, I saw you do that on. Did you do it on the Moth?
The Moth.
Yeah, that was great. That was really, really.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Thank you. And that was the day after it happened. That was right as I was getting into stand up too. It was all just meant to be. I was with Ron Babcock. What up, Ron? And then he's a very funny comic. And then I swear on my life, all I kept thinking during that raid was like, I gotta get to UCB. I
Really?
paid money for improv class. I
Yes,
swear
man.
to God.
I
That's
get that.
all I was thinking. I was like, I can't go to jail. I got comedy class.
I get
swear.
that. I remember I got pulled over for criminal speeding because I was late to feature for my friend years ago in Syracuse. And I was like agitated that the cop pulled me over, even though I was speeding so above and beyond.
You're like, I have a gig.
Yeah.
Let
and
me go.
He was like,
120, that's nothing.
he was like, am I bothering you? And I was like, no, sir, I completely understand. I was like, I am trying to make it in show business though, and I got to get to something. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm featuring for my friend. I'm trying to make it in comedy. And he was like, you're arrested. Like, I did not make the show. And that's all I didn't care at all about losing my license or anything. I was like, I was supposed to do 15 minutes
I have 15 minutes.
for 8 people, and he fucked it up.
Yeah.
That's what the big concern was. Never mind that then I couldn't drive for like a year and a half and missed all kinds of opportunities.
Stage time is hard to get.
You
guys.
gotta in the beginning, I used to drive so far to do this open mic in New Hampshire. It was like, because we would get 15 minutes at the mic.
Yeah.
So
oh my God.
Right.
That's
so
crazy.
when you're starting out, you're like,
We
15
get
minutes.
3 in LA.
Sure.
Oh.
This was in New Hampshire though. I mean, there was a reason you had to drive like for it. But what do you think the farthest you've ever drove for, like, when you were starting out?
I drove to San Francisco for $0 in 7 minutes. 7 hours for 7 minutes. Zero money.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
That's awesome.
I was like a year in, you know.
Good for you.
I was like, a club?
Right.
A real club?
Yeah.
On my way.
Yeah. I'll be
Drove
right there.
overnight. Like,
Right.
I'm funny.
Right. They're like, where are you from? You're like, I drove in for this. They're like, you drove in for this?
These fucking ass. Don't you get mad at people like, how do you whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. Okay? People are like, how do you anything.
Right.
Wherever, whenever, always.
And it gets weird.
I did an apartment show yesterday.
Sure.
I did an apartment show. I'm headlining Texas in a week, and
Right.
I did an apartment show yesterday. You get whatever the fuck you get.
And it's also not even like a question too, because you're like, oh, I got to do it.
Yeah.
It's not, this is just like what I gotta do. I was doing a show on Friday or Saturday. The show was great, but guess what happened? My fucking tooth popped off.
Nice.
Yeah.
I swallowed a little chunk of my tooth the other day.
Really? Oh, you have very nice teeth. This
On
is
the
a fake
outside.
tooth. Really?
Yeah, on stage, your tooth popped off.
Yes, I had just gone on and I was saying, I knew that.
That's up there with Nate Hurd shitting himself on stage.
Oh, that's awful.
Did he say that on this podcast?
I think so, yeah.
Nice.
That sucks.
He shit his pants.
That's way
on
worse.
Stage.
I'm so sorry for that
There was a
person.
puddle. He just was like, I'm out of here. He finished his set. Hey, Nate, you don't need to finish.
What happened? He just was like, I
Just
can't.
diarrhea down his leg. And he's like, oh, no. And he just shit himself, finished his set, and then just was like, let's get out of here.
Did he think people didn't know, or he just like, these jokes are so good that it balances out?
I don't know. You have to ask him.
Ooh, that's awful.
So your tooth popped out on stage?
It popped out on. I had bopped it with a glass straw earlier, and I like popped it right back. Like it kind of popped out. It's a veneer. So when they put a veneer on, they like whittle down your real tooth.
Yeah.
And put it over that. So also, it's not even like I have a blank space where the tooth was. I have a jagged little fucked up like
Yeah.
thing. So I kind of it popped out. I'm like, that didn't happen. Pop back in. I was on stage and I was saying thank you. So I was like, thank you to the host, thank you. And I must have hit the hard because I was like, thank you. And then it went and it kind of and fell. And I looked.
Winning someone's drink.
Thank God it didn't happen because I need that fucking tooth because otherwise.
Boss boy, don't take that cup.
Yeah, give me that
martini.
Because
that's not an olive.
Yeah. You got to pay extra for that. That's my tooth, my veneer.
Oh my God.
So I ended up. I was just kind of like. I was like, oh man, I'm glad it happened on stage because I could joke about it. Probably would have been more embarrassing conversation, but I had like a list because all of a sudden all the air is going through my little snaggletooth thing, so it sounded weird. So I ended up putting it back in my mouth.
Nice. So your punchline weren't hitting so hard when you had the thistle.
Yeah.
Why are they laughing at me? My mom has dentures, and so one night we were laughing in Vegas, and the neighbor to the room came pounding on the window because my dad was hammered, and he put his keys and watch in my mouth because I was sleeping like that. So he just started putting stuff. I wouldn't wake up, so he put his keys, his watch, and then he laughs like Harry and the Henderson, like kind of like me, but even like, you know, have you seen old school Harry and the Henderson when he's laughing at the TV? We'll have to clip that in if that's allowable.
Please, I would love to see it
on the shit. And then, and so my dad's cackling. And then I wake up. I start laughing. We're all laughing as a family.
And you got the keys in your mouth.
Yeah, I spit them out.
So you're just like, so your dad's a prankster.
Yeah,
and you're just like,
crazy.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah, and then the we're laughing so hard that the neighbor comes banging on the window in his tidy whities and the fucking tank top, and then he's like, and my mom answers no dentures. And then he's just like, tell your kids to be quiet. And she's like, it's not my kids, it's my husband. And we've been saying that to her for about 25 years now. And it's just a running gag in our family.
The guy must have been so confused. Like, what is... Also that it was in Vegas. Like, that's the type of thing he wants to break up. A family having too much fun.
Yeah.
You know?
It was like 3 or 4 in the morning. But still,
Okay,
fuck
fair.
off. It's Vegas, bro. Would you rather have cokeheads?
Yeah.
You know, fucking talking about their spelling bee in the 6th grade that they fucked up on.
Is that what... Did you ever talk about that when you were high on coke?
You just talk about it. And then my parents got divorced.
Right.
And that's why I'm doing coke. And I don't even know you. What was your name again?
Yeah. It was too many croissants at the fucking place. And so I had no choice. I'm not taking any responsibility for my actions.
I lost my mouth guard.
Yeah.
And my tooth went in a drink and I didn't know.
I had no choice. I have no personal agency.
My mom swallowed 2 teeth.
Oh, God.
At Knott's Berry Farm. She both 2 years apart, like
not
7, 8
dentures,
years.
like her for real teeth.
No, her denture. But this tooth.
Yeah.
She bit the chicken bone and it fell out. I have pictures of that too. We posted those. But yeah, how you gonna lose 2 teeth and 2 chicken bones at Knott's Berry Farm?
She must.
Those
8
must years
be good,
apart. You know what I mean?
Good chicken bones.
I'll just stop going to Knott's.
Yeah. Got to figure out a new way to eat those. Well, it kind of makes me want to try their chicken bones.
It's really good.
Yeah, like if they were good enough where she was.
They're really good fried chicken.
I love chicken.
They're doing like food events now. I just went to one.
That's fun.
So hot, but it's nice.
Like an outdoor type.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's just so stupid because like they have this huge picnic area where everyone could have their mask off, and then you stand up, they're like, mask on.
Right.
I'm like, look around, idiot.
Yeah, like what is it? Maybe sometimes it's like people are just policing something to have something to police. Where it's like, does that make you feel safer that this makes there's no mask, but if you stand up, I have to wear a mask, so then...
Yeah. It's just like...
Or maybe they know something I don't know. I'm an idiot. I don't know, too.
Standing up.
Right.
Them's the rules.
Right.
You know? You got to obey.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. Either stay home or shut the fuck up. Straight up.
Word.
We're all over it. I get it. Nobody wants to die.
Totally.
So make Nana stay home and don't take her to Knott's Berry Farm.
Where's Knott's Berry Farm? I want to go so bad now.
They have a good boysenberry jam.
Ooh.
So actually,
I'd love a boysenberry jam.
They started as a farm and they grew world-class boysenberries. I think they might have made that berry.
And that's a competitive...
It's a hybrid.
They made the boysenberry?
I think I don't
Oh.
even know, but so they had all these long lines to their farm and orchard, and so they were like, let's start a ride
Sure.
for the people to do something to do, and then I might be the oldest theme park in the country.
Wow.
And then and now it's just a theme park, and they have roller coasters.
Really?
And
No more boysenberries? If they created boysenberry jam, that would be pretty badass.
and they sell good jam. What's up?
Rudolph Boysen he's a horticulturist, and then he sold it to the Walter Knott, who then commercially.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he actually invented the berry? Like, he put the two berries together and was like,
That's what seems to
Sliced them.
say, yeah.
Yeah, so
wow, I want to do something like that.
I don't know how I know all that, but boy, I used to
Yeah,
go, I
you're
used
a
to go to
wellspring.
Knott's a lot because we didn't have Disneyland money.
Right.
So Disneyland's like in the 90s was like $50 and Knott's
Sure.
was $14.95.
Oh, good deal.
So we went to Knott's and it was like even $9.95 after 4 p.m.
Ooh, good deal.
Get some rides in.
And you can still get that jam.
Yeah, and then we'd always get fried chicken, and then I think I told the story about my grandpa. He got caught with his dick out in the parking lot.
You told a lot of Knott's Berry Farm stories. That sounds like one, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really memorable one. He's like, how?
Yeah, because you take him there.
The cops came. Yeah.
That was his favorite.
Yeah, he loved the chicken, so he was old and had a hernia and couldn't walk good.
Sure.
So we'd leave him in the car.
Right.
We'd go eat. We'd crack the window.
I was just going to ask. I literally was just about to ask
But he's
that.
an old man. He had a pee.
Sure.
So he's pulled his sweatpants down. He's pissing. We had to have a pee bottle in him because he's
Yeah.
old. He's
Yeah.
old and fucking dying. So he's pissing, but then like a family's walking by and it's the old
not like he
rhino.
took it out.
Old rhino cock over there.
Does he have a big penis?
I think so.
Of course, I bet he does.
Yeah, he's old school Mexican dude with 7 kids. He did all
Hell
right.
yeah. He was doing it in the car. It's not like he was out in the parking lot.
He had to open the door and
Oh.
like laid out sideways, and we're like, Grandpa,
Right.
put your nutsack away.
As impressive as it is.
And the cops came and my mom was like, oh no, I don't know. And we're like, let's get out of here.
She pops her teeth out.
Yeah.
She's like, it's not my kids, it's my
It's
grandfather.
not my kids, it's my grandma. Nice. Call that. Woo.
Your poor grandfather. He must have been so confused.
Yeah, he's crazy, man.
Yeah. That's nice that you knew him.
Yeah, I know. He had this cool gun that I always wanted, and my mom gave it to the gardener because
Why?
she didn't want to give it to me. And I was like, Mom, that's way worse.
Although I could.
I don't know if I should have said that.
Well, I could see how. Well, worse because you want it. Well, who knows why? Maybe your gardener could have been a trigger happy. That's not because he's a gardener. It's because maybe he had some.
It's like, you don't know him.
Yeah, we don't know exactly.
You know me.
Right. Would you really want to have a gun though? Because my girlfriend has one, and I held it like 2 months ago, and I felt this sense of power, and I had it, and I was like, yes, like I love it. It's like a little like I don't know enough about guns. Like
Pocket pistol?
it's bigger than that. It's like a
Revolver?
I don't know any of the names. Damn, I shouldn't have even asked.
It's all right. No.
But it
I
felt
know.
so good, and I had to take it out of its little like box. It's in like a safety box, and she came in and was like, "Don't touch that. You're not trained." Like blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But I put down, I'm not allowed to touch it again. But I felt like I rule.
You're like, pow.
Yes.
You're like, and then I robbed the croissant, man.
yeah.
Give me your fucking
They're like-
biscuits, bitch.
Yeah, they're like they're free. Take them. I'm like, I want more, more.
I got no trigger discipline. Give me that white bread.
It did feel like. Have you held a gun before?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh, you do have
It's
one?
under your seat.
Really? Oh.
No, it's locked up. It's in the lockbox. It's safe.
Yeah, it's under my seat. I don't know. What kind of gun do you got?
Glock 19.
Is that? Ooh, damn! Again, I don't know. It's like, what's that look like?
It's the kind you go. It's
Oh,
the
cool.
revolver's the spinny barrel, like
Okay,
the
hers
cowboy gun.
isn't that? But she does have to go.
Yeah, she has a clip.
Yeah,
Isn't it awesome?
it's cool. Like, but it does make me feel safe too, because like, I get scared easy.
I think every woman in this country, there's a lot of fucking creepy, predatory men
Sure.
that are gonna club you and shit. Get a little pocket pistol. Carry it always. Fuck the law. It's better than that fucking asshole.
You heard it here first.
You know what I mean? Oh, my daughter's getting a pocket. I'm gonna train her up.
Yeah, you got to be trained in it because she took.
Yeah,
like,
you
classes.
need to be trained. Take some classes. Get trained. You know,
But
guy
what about-
comes at you a little aggressive, just shoot him 4 times in the dick. Little pocket pistol, make him just saying, pop, 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 pop.
I do it
Back
in the
up, hornball.
I do it in the foot first.
Nah, it's
No?
right in his dick.
Really?
Yeah, fuck him.
But what if you're like too trigger happy and just like
Get some anger management
yeah,
classes.
yeah.
Not everybody, but I'm just saying, you know, it's fucking scary.
It is
I
scary.
forget, like, oh yeah, walking to your car at night is a
Sure.
scary event for a woman, not so much a dude.
Yeah, like a little, like, because my girlfriend's she's shorter than I am, and someone broke into her apartment. But what about, because it has to be in that safety thing. So when someone broke into her apartment, the dogs, like, it's these 2 little dogs, like, and he ran away from the dog. So I don't know what was going on with him that day, but she couldn't get to the guns, like, locked up. So then what do you do?
Well, it's locked up if you have kids and whatnot, but like when you go to sleep, you unlock it.
Oh,
you know?
she keeps it locked up because she said it was, like, had to. Because are you supposed to be like, hold on, like, I don't know what.
Yeah, well, like, that's the whole thing. If an intruder does come in your home, don't have it locked up.
Right, you gotta be ready.
Like, yeah, the cousins and the nephews come over. It's in the lockbox with the key. In a safety, like, double layer security. They even have like a bike lock chain that goes through the gun.
Oh wow.
So it's like crazy. There could be 3 locks on the gun when family's over.
Sure.
But then, you know, you go to sleep with you and your lady.
Right.
Have that shit on the dresser.
Yeah, that's where she keeps it now, on the dresser. See, I've gotten conflicting messages about this stuff because my dad is so anti-gun.
I get it, and I've said this before. Like, if no guns, fine. I'm fine with no guns. This is America, guys. There's some fucking guns, and there's some crazy fucking bastards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I would just rather have one in my home for home defense.
And know how to use it.
And know how to use it. I don't have kids yet, and if, you know, kids get involved, it's a different story. It gets a little...
Well, you keep it locked up.
But it's just like... In a perfect world, of course, I'm all for no guns, or just have them at the range. So you just go shoot them for fun only, and you shoot tin cans.
Or like my dad, I grew up in really rural Maine, so our neighbor would go hunting. So like hunting was such a big thing in my town that I'm sure it's not like this now, but when I was in high school, you could bring your gun to school if it was locked up in the truck. It couldn't come in the school, but because you'd have to leave school. Go hunting. Have you been to like bumfuck Maine?
My dad's from Massachusetts.
Okay.
And he's like, kids used to just bring rifles to school.
Yes,
and,
have to be a hunting gun.
I mean, it's the 50s, man.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, like that was the thing. Like, bring your rifle. Let's go hunt after school.
Because it's like the sun is setting, so you like got to get out there, get hunting. I remember one time the principal called over the loudspeaker because like this kid Tyler hadn't locked his gun up, so he's like, Tyler, cousin's shotgun is out, like you need to lock it up, and Tyler had to run and lock, but that was it.
Yeah.
So it's just a different world. So I also grew up with people like hunting deer and stuff like that. So even though my dad was in that, he was still like very anti-gun. He's very, very, very hippie though.
Yeah, I'm pro gun, but also pro mental health.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Let's get your mind, body, and
For
soul
sure.
in order.
Amen.
Like I was 36 when I got mine.
Right.
I would not get it at 26. Different human being.
Totally.
Not so safe.
Totally.
But yeah, especially women. They need little pocket pistols.
Maybe I could handle a little pocket pistol.
A little 380.
Sometimes
put it on your little, what's that thing called? Remember in the Wild West? Garter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In every Wild West movie ever. They're also just cute. They're just little...
Bing, 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 bing. I think if I had one, I'd get more scared though, because I'd be like, if I had a gun right now, I'd probably be like paranoid. Yeah, exactly.
Point at me, I'm like, hey, we're having fun here.
Right. Like
I'm sorry about the croissant shot, man.
Yeah. Like I'd be like, I think I would either do that, or if like someone cut me off. I can't have a gun unless maybe in like 6 years, if I'm more serene, then I could have one. But right now.
Yeah, definitely not.
I drink too much
It's
coffee.
mainly for protection on scary walks to the car, not like, you didn't use your blinker.
Right, exactly.
Suck it down. The guy's like, I'm sorry.
Who told you to get that pocket pistol? Craig did.
He did it.
He did it.
Take this with a grain of salt, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. But I would like to learn. I would like to go to one of those like ranges. I think that'd be fun. I did that for archery before.
It's so fun. It's so fun to get trained and shoot fucking paper targets. And
Are you a good shot?
I am with certain weapons, yeah. The Glock I was okay at. Revolver, my dad's revolver, I was like really accurate with.
That's
It's
cool.
Awesome. Rifles, I grew up with a BB gun my whole life, so I'm pretty good.
Yeah, we used to have BB gun. My friend Sam had a BB gun, and I just remember like shooting like cans and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking fun, man.
Yeah, it was fun. But my dad would have been like,
No.
He knew me. I had ADD as a kid too, so
That aluminum can has
feelings. Yeah.
That's fucked up. Put it right through the P on the Pepsi. Shame on you. It's fucking get out of here. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's 2-liter bottles full of water.
Yeah.
Takes a piss after you hit it. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's like a pretty like fun. Although we were like young, we were like 3rd grade when we were doing that. So
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't like shoot each other. But
Yeah, my dad
We
told me
didn't.
all the things to do, and I did not listen. He's
Right.
like, don't shoot at a brick wall. Don't put
Key.
targets in front of a brick wall. And if so, shoot at an angle so it doesn't come right back at you.
Right.
I put the 2-liter in front of a brick wall, shot straight at it, came right back, hit me right there. And I was like, oh, that's what he meant. This close.
Jeez.
Oh,
was he so pissed?
I didn't tell him.
Oh, you did?
No.
And he
that
wasn't
was
like-
between me and the BB. Are you crazy?
He wasn't like, what happened to your eye?
Yeah.
You're just like, I just bopped it.
Yeah, it's just it's a little scratch.
I was rubbing it.
A pine needle fell off the tree.
Looked just like a little BB thing, but it was the pine needle.
Yeah, pellets. Use pellets because they smash against the wall. BBs are hard and they bounce back.
Okay, that's good to know.
Ballistics.
Gun sales are up like a whole shit ton because
Yeah,
of
it
Corona.
was so hard to get mine during Corona.
Yeah.
I was like, I waited till the wrong time. That's also what did it. I was like, I don't trust the direction of this country.
Right.
This is scary.
Right.
It's fucking
just be in your
zombie
house.
land. I lived off Melrose and it was on fire.
Oh yeah. See,
That
I
shit
wasn't
was
here for
nuts.
any of that. I was in Louisiana for all of that.
Was it rioting over there?
Not really. So we were like half hour outside of New Orleans, which New Orleans is awesome. I really have I'd never spent that much time there before.
I've never been.
It's beautiful. And I mean, I was there during lockdown, so it's different than maybe how it normally is. But you like seafood?
Yeah.
Great seafood.
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm not like a foodie or a picky eater, but I remember eating the seafood and being like, this is exceptional seafood. But there weren't really so where we were was about half hour outside of that. So like there would be like little like, it's kind of the suburbs. So it'd be like little like 10 people walk down the street kind of.
Yeah.
So not real. No, not at all. Like I sat out on the lawn in a lawn chair and like,
Yeah.
would be like, yeah.
No,
hand out water or something.
I marched and joined the riots.
That's
It was
fantastic.
exciting.
Yeah, that's a beautiful
Exciting.
thing.
And fuck anybody who's against them. I understand
Totally.
all sides of it.
Right.
It's people like, don't do that. I'm like, okay, you just get murdered for hundreds of years.
Right.
Enough is enough. And as well as I don't want the small business owner to have his shop burned.
Of course. And those are almost like two separate, like this.
It's just,
it's
people need to just
nuanced.
empathize with all sides. It's just like,
Empathy is the key.
and everyone is just like all the people, because I posted a lot about it, and
Mm-hmm.
they're like they shouldn't do that, they should, and it was always a white guy, and it's like, you're not black, so
Right.
you don't know.
Yeah, sit this one out. Take a cue.
Yeah,
Take a
it's
cue.
so funny that they're like they should do this, they should do that, and
Right.
it's like you've never walked. You know
Sure.
what I mean? My buddy Mateen Stewart, very funny comic, he's gonna do the podcast soon. He said because his parents are smart and he's smart.
His
and he
parents
went-
are smart.
like, he's
How do you
just-
know?
I don't know, because
You
he's
can tell. I'm
a
getting
bright
that
guy.
vibe.
He's got
Yeah, yeah.
glasses, one of those glasses guys.
Oh, totally. With the square frames.
Yeah.
Genius.
No, but he's like I don't even know, but I just remember joking around with him. I think his like parents or college professors or some
Right.
shit. He's just upper middle class, smart, and then he's like he was explaining to his buddies like, I shouldn't have been messed with by the cops as much as I have. And his buddy was like, I've been messed with the cops a bunch, because he's a white guy. He goes, yeah, but you're a criminal.
Right.
I'm a college
Yeah,
graduate
yeah.
and a teacher.
Right.
Like
Right.
you're
Huge difference.
doing illegal
Yeah,
shit.
right.
I'm walking home.
Right.
There's a
Right.
fucking difference.
Totally.
And
Yet we're being treated that's the whole
Yeah.
point. Like we're getting as much attention from the cops and you're dealing.
and I'm a
doing-
school teacher who's
right.
never broken the law,
Right.
and you're a fucking criminal. And yet I'm more likely to die than
Right.
you. Yeah, that's the whole point.
That's the
It's
whole-
so crazy.
Empathy is the key. Like for me, if someone had empathy, insight, and awareness, because
Yeah.
if someone can like pretty much, if someone can just explain to me why they did what they did or why they do what they do and where they're coming from, then I can empathize with it. Even if it's something so different from me or maybe I don't agree with, but if someone's like, I did this because like this happened to me as a kid and then this happened, I did that. Almost to a fault, I'll be like, I get it, man. And like
Yeah.
then it's okay
You have a
with
paradigm
me.
shift like that.
Yeah,
You're like, you
see-
shouldn't have light that cop car on fire. And you're like, well, that cop shot my pregnant wife
Yeah.
while she was watering the lawn because he thought it was a gun.
Exactly.
Oh, you should have shot the cop.
Right. But then you
know,
talk to the cop and he's like, well, I did that, but I was abused by my brother's
I
best
have
friend.
a little
and,
dick.
and I got a little dick and that was me,
my wife's cheating on me, so I was like, I'm gonna fucking shoot everybody.
Right. And I was triggered by this and triggered by
cop.
that. But if they can explain and walk you through it, then you're like, I don't agree and that was wrong. You still need to pay the price.
You're like,
I
have you
see.
seen my pecker?
Right.
Have you seen it?
Imagine that. How refreshing almost would that have been if that was just what someone came out with when they get caught for something? Like, I got a small dick. And
They're
they're
just
like,
like, see this? Full on erect. Same thing.
why are people so mean about someone having a small dick? That seems so mean to me.
It's one of those things.
Because it's someone's body, they can't help it. Like, shouldn't like it is? Why is that such a big deal?
That's why most of them are alcoholics and abusive because they just can't take it.
Damn. But that's
I'm
mean.
scared.
I think if I were straight and I really like someone and they had a small dick, I'd be like, yeah.
There's
Or, so I'd want to be a supportive. Like, they can't help it. Like, I'd be like, all right, like.
I always laughed at Scary Movie when they showed the little picture of the baby dick on the guy. He's like, a small dick is like a disability. I can't help it. And I thought that was so funny. He's like, oh.
You can't help it. Like, it is what it is. But people are so mean about them.
I don't know. Well, it's something you keep hidden, but I was like, all my buddies growing up, I don't think anybody had a teeny weenie.
No.
I remember I thought one of my little homies, a little skinny guy, had a teeny weenie. And
Surprised you?
I peeked at that guy had a hog.
Really?
It was bigger than everybody's.
Really?
I was like, you're shorter and skinnier. You take weight gain because you can't even gain weight.
Wow.
Like a 90-pound guy with a 90-pound dick. Like, what the fuck? I
Have
was
you
like,
have you ever
Jesus.
met a comedian named Will Sylvance?
No.
He's a comic in New York, and I don't know how I saw the pic. Oh, this is what it was. He lost a ton of weight, like tons of weight, and he was showing some pictures of him in his phone since he lost weight, and then there was a picture where you could see part of his dick. It's the biggest. I'm saying a positive thing, so that's okay to name his name. I've never seen that. This penis will just pop in my head randomly. Like I'll be like, it's so big.
What was that?
It was insane. It was like I don't even know. And I've seen porn where people have a huge, there's some porn, I forget the guy's name, but it was just so big where it's just like insane. But his was like that. And sometimes it just pops in my head. It's very strange. Sometimes, and if I see him,
That guy has confidence.
yeah, it's so big.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Crazy. But
I would think that would be a curse.
yeah, because
Most
then,
normal girls are like,
right.
get that out of here.
Yeah,
I gotta go home to my mother.
right.
We're having turkey dinner.
I'm a
That
lady.
thing will kill me.
Yeah. Yeah, and all the control then you'd have to just like be like boom and then pull it out or whatever. It's a lot of control.
I think I'm told the story, but I knew a girl that went to hook up with an NBA player, and they got hot and heavy, and it came out, and then
The penis.
yeah, and she was just like, "Oh no, like that's impossible."
What do you want
And
from
he
me,
literally
man?
was just like, "Yeah," and it's like they just left because it happens to him all the time. That sucks.
Should he give a heads up before? He be like, okay, before we start making out, I'm saying this, and I'm not trying to say it like in a way to entice you, but like I got my dick is huge.
It's too big.
It's too big.
It's
so
too
we
big.
should like check it out before we even begin
Yeah.
this.
You know, like the Kool-Aid man, it's too big.
It's like that.
I don't know
it's
why
like that.
Kool-Aid popped in my head, but it
The
sure
Kool-Aid
did.
guy.
Sugar. I used to mix Kool-Aid powder with sugar powder and just have it in the bag and just eat, like make my own pixie
Ooh.
sticks. Ooh, Woo! Had that red tongue, yellow dye number 5.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
It
Make your own
was
pixie
so
sticks.
good.
Yeah, that.
Oh.
Were you ever like a curvy child or?
I got chubby at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but I was mainly skinny. I thank God for a fast metabolism because if I did not have a fast metabolism, I should be a big boy.
Big boy.
I should be a big boy.
Big boy.
The way I eat cheeseburgers. I've never ever been like, I'm gonna eat healthy. I eat whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want.
That's a gift.
I definitely gained weight during this quarantine.
You did? You think so?
Oh no, I was 155 and now I'm 170.
You cannot tell.
I know, so that's why I was just like, it's. I know I'm like, to anyone that is struggling with the weight, they're like, oh fuck off.
Fucking.
But you know, I just started working out with my buddy
Oh, that's great.
Hidalgo at South Bay Kettlebells,
Hell yeah.
and I hate working out.
I know it's tough.
I'm sorry, Hidalgo.
Have you ever tried boxing?
No.
That's real. Because sometimes for me, if it's something that like takes my mind off the fact I'm working out, but
Yeah.
I'm a complainer with the working out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually doing a booty blast class later today. I've never done one of those. I'm kind of scared. I
Yeah.
don't even know what it's gonna mean, but I'll whine. Like I'll be like,
Oh,
fuck,
I know.
shit,
He's a
you
great
know?
personal
Yeah.
trainer, and he's like, one more. I'm like, oh fuck off, Hidalgo.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, you stepped on my head once.
Right.
Fuck you. I'm just like, he's always working on my legs. I'm like, I want chicken legs. This hurts.
It's good you're working out with someone's nice too, because then like you become buddies with the trainer. The
Yeah.
only time I was ever like the best shape I was in, I was working out with the trainer regularly, and then I felt great. But then you got to be consistent with it, and
That's what I mean. That's why I have to have him. I have to pay and I have
Yeah.
to go. Otherwise, it's like, if it's up to me, it's like, nah.
right,
I'm gonna go lay on God's sand over there.
totally.
Have you?
Has
have
he
you heard of
mentioned the sand?
workout?
Yeah.
You just roll around.
You mentioned
a
the
little bit.
beach. Right on that beach. It's the accountability. That's the only thing that ever keeps me doing it. And then
Yeah.
you feel so proud of your like,
Yeah, it is good. It's good. You feel better.
but it sucks.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Right before you do it, it sucks. I've been trying to the past 4 days because I was like, I want to feel better again. I've been trying to get like my steps in. I just started doing that. Where
Yeah.
You, like, well, I don't count my steps. But my phone counts it.
Even long walks.
Yeah.
Is all like that's what he was saying. He's like, I was like, I hate running. He's like, then don't run.
Do a walk.
Just walk for 2-3 miles. He's like, you'd be
10,000
amazed
steps.
what that does for your metabolism. Get your heart going and up.
You should, if you want to start
that
counting
shit.
steps, you want to try it for like a week. You can screen grab me your steps at the end of the day, and to keep you accountable for like 10,000 steps a day.
I'll forget.
If you want, if you want to try, because I've been doing that and I send it to someone, and then I've only been doing it a week, but that makes because I have to send it to them. I'm like, fuck. So at like 11 o'clock, I'll be like walking around trying to get my steps in.
Yeah, I'm bad at that stuff.
Yeah.
Brittany Schmidt, she's been on the podcast before. She's a very funny comic, but she hit me up for a 21-day meditation thing. And
Oh,
you
wow.
want to do it? And I was like, yeah. So she got all this group of comics, and we all in a group chat to be accountable for our meditations and do 21 days. It's on day 3. I haven't done it. I muted the conversation, and I haven't responded once. I just want to be like, I'm sorry, and leave, you know?
I mean, it is what it is.
I'm just like, oh, fuck.
How much meditating is she trying to get people to do?
Not a ton. I think it's just 20 minutes a day. That's it. I think it's like 20 for 20 days, 20, something like that, with Deepak Chopra. And he's doing a thing where he's releasing a meditation a day for 21 days or some shit.
And then you just like close your eyes and listen to it.
Yeah. And I can't even do that.
I have ADD. I have a hard time.
It's like, but what about
things.
the peach rings on my desk right now?
Exactly.
Whoa.
Have you ever meditated? Maybe you've done it like 4 times.
I would say I'm the same. I know the value of it. I
Sure.
watched David Lynch talk about TM, Transcendental Meditation. I hear the wonders it does for my friends and loved ones and shit. And then I go, bah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat sugar.
Just like that. That's how you talk to yourself. I'm gonna need
Nah,
some
you don't
sugar.
need that. Hey, look at this peach ring over here. Why am I talking like that?
I do voices all the time.
Yeah, I do too. They just slip out.
Yeah, it does. Especially, I mean, yeah. It's just what it is.
It's like that was like a Rocky Balboa candy push. You don't need that. You do the peach ring.
I love peach rings. See, that's dangerous. I'm impressed you just have
want
that.
some? Give
No, I'm
some.
good. It'll be over. It'll be a wrap.
It's right there.
One peach ring, shut it down.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'd keep it cool. I'd be like, all right.
There's not enough to go crazy.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be. It'd be rude of me if it would affect someone else. Like I would never. Like that would be. Like if I ate all your peach rings, to me that would be like rude.
Cut to you like after the pod driving. Where's the liquor store?
Yeah.
Give me your
Yeah.
fucking
Give me the
candy.
rings.
You got any croissants?
I don't have a gun now, but I'm gonna.
He's like, yes. He does everything. You just go, bah, 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 bah.
Get her out of
No
here.
trigger discipline. Anyways.
But I do love those. I do like peach rings very much.
Sour gummies, man.
What's
What
your
the fuck?
favorite candy?
Oh my God.
If you had to pick.
Oh, there's just too many. I like Coke bottles.
Oh, really?
Oh, I just was on gummy. Favorite candy, probably Reese's Holiday Edition, like
Ooh.
Christmas tree or the pumpkin or the Valentine's heart. Not traditional Reese's.
Just because it's like more fun.
It's just more peanut butter.
Oh yeah. True.
Oh, it's so
do you like
good.
Peeps?
No.
I don't really like Peeps either. And then my nephew had one. And we like put it in the microwave and it got really big. That was kind of
Wow.
exciting.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then I ate.
Make
then I ate it. It was
s'mores
pretty-
with Peeps.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Sorry, Ducky.
See, there's all kinds of ways to have fun sober.
Yeah. I used to melt gummies in the bag and just like drink the slob, the ooze. What the fuck?
I've never done that, but
I have to quit sugar. I just realized as I said that out of my mouth.
what do you even? I would go if I had to quit sugar or coffee. That would be brutal.
That's all I have left.
That's what I say.
That's all I have.
And one time
left.
I drink like a lot of seltzers, and this is before lockdown. I was at a show. This friend of mine who's like really healthy and knows a lot of stuff. She was like, "Oh, you shouldn't drink those seltzer water." She was like, "It causes you acne," and I was like, "Are you fucking serious? I got nothing."
I got nothing. It's just moderation, but I'm just like, I don't like moderation.
Hate moderation, but I feel better with
Go.
it. Yeah,
Give it all.
what?
See, it's for Cookie. It's good enough for me. I was saying that last night as I was eating
Eating the
Cookie
thing.
Monster ice cream. Going, see, it's for Cookie. I'm special.
Your girlfriend, like, what is she like when you get like that?
She laughs with me, thank
Yeah,
God, but she
same
also
with my
looks at me like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
You're like, you don't even know.
It's-
Like, this is me well-rounded. This is well-rounded me.
You should have saw me on Coke.
Yeah, back in the day, I tried Coke only one time, and I thank God because I used to snort Adderall, and I know I would have loved Coke, but I would have been hooked. I tried it once, snorted it back out,
Yeah,
or blew it back out.
It's don't do it, kids.
Yeah,
Nobody
I would
tries
get
it
so
once.
hooked. Cause I like an upper, like I just know with my personality, like I would. So congratulations, and that's so awesome for you that you did it, and now don't do it.
That's the thing. I like all of it though. I'd be like, oh, I like this upper. Let's put a little downer with it.
Oh,
all my
yeah.
heroes went out that way. Yeah, let me join them. I used to love OxyContin and cocaine.
Really?
Oh yeah. What goes up must come down. I'd go
True.
up, and I'd be like, ooh, hello, OxyContin.
I totally agree, but I agree with the up comes down. But that's so great that you're sober then.
Oh, I
Like,
know.
wow, that's
I just try to tell these kids, I'm like, I'd be dead or in jail.
Sure,
There's no
man.
way. There's no way. I'd be like, no, you see us.
you be coming up, coming down, coming up, coming
Yeah.
poo down.
Yeah.
You know, can't do anything.
I'd sleep for like 18 hours and be
Yeah.
like, oh, that's
I would get,
seemed a little close to death there.
and also because of the depression, I'd imagine. Because
Oh yeah.
like when
That's
I
why you just have to keep going.
right. That's because when I
That's the thing.
was gonna try the cocaine, I knew I'd always promised myself I was like, don't do coke, you'll get hooked. And I was really drunk, and I was with my friend who's really pretty, and she was with these Italian guys from study abroad, and they had all this coke on the table, and I went, and as it went in, even though I was so drunk, I was like, Emma, you promised yourself you wouldn't, and I went, blew it out.
Yeah.
Some of the lines also went off.
Party foul.
The guys were like, ah! And they start talking, and then my friend, and the reason I mentioned she was really pretty was she was like, it's okay, everybody, like she's with me. And I really think because of her face, shout outs to Lakeisha Allen, because of her face where she was like, Emma, she's cool, she's with me, they like calmed down. And then I left, but I blew all that coke off the table.
Yeah.
and she smoothed it up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good friend.
That's a party foul.
Yeah, that's a huge party foul. I'm sorry. I feel bad about that now that I'm saying
No,
it.
it's all
but
right.
I was so drunk and I didn't want to snort
You just
it.
did
It
them
was
a
really
favor.
rude.
Yeah. One of those Italians would have had a heart attack.
Right.
The old cocaine stromboli got lodged in the old artery.
Yes. Maybe that if I ever see one of them again, and I don't remember what they look like because I was so drunk, but if they're like, "Hey, I remember
They
you,"
remember you.
Yeah, they definitely do.
There goes the snowblower over
Right.
there.
Right. I need to thank my friend for that. I kind of forgot about that memory. I need to really thank her.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. It's really nice of you.
Yeah, they're like, no. Yeah. Wise move, though.
Yeah.
It's narcotics. No. Mushies, weed.
I have never done mushrooms either. Do you do those?
I used to.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
My buddy microdoses on them. He says that it's calms his anxiety and stuff.
I hear wonders, and I want to try that. Oh, scam likely. Nice try, bill collector. I hear wonders with all that. I hear that it helps with depression, and I'm probably at a place where I definitely could do it now.
Sure.
I don't know what it does for your sobriety day.
Yeah, why rock the boat?
That's what I mean. But I am absolutely like the psilocybin and all that shit it can be good for you if used properly.
Right.
And I know someone that went through psycho-assisted MDMA therapy, but with a physician,
Right.
in a medical facility. And she said it was 5 years of therapy in 5 hours.
Really?
Yeah, and she did a post about it, and that shit made me want to try it so bad. And I was like, is that relapsing though? That's
Right.
just different. This is me trying to fucking heal. And
Yeah, I guess
she
it's
did a public
why.
post about it. I don't know. She wouldn't mind me. But do you know Heather Turman?
I don't.
She's an awesome comic, and she posted it on Instagram, and she was like, guys, this shit was amazing. And
Really?
it made me want to try it so bad.
And only 5 hours. She felt like.
I believe it was an hour a week.
Oh, yeah,
for 5 weeks.
yeah.
I don't actually know. I just saw the post, and but it was a heartfelt post. She's like, it did more for me. These 5 psycho-assisted MDMA therapy sessions did more for me than 5 years of therapy.
Wow,
and then
that's
I was
cool.
like, damn, I want that.
Yeah.
I'm all about the quick fix.
True.
I don't want to work on myself.
Right.
How about abs? You got an ab MDMA?
Right. Yeah. How much MDMA do I need to use to get some abs?
How much coke do I need for pecs?
Right, real quick. I get that, man. You're just snorting coke I'm working on myself
Yeah.
any day now.
I don't look like John Claude in the 90s. I look
Need
like
more.
John Belushi in the 60s. What happened? God, he was great. 70s? I don't know. Blues
5.
Brothers.
Or what about ayahuasca? Do you know anyone that's done that?
I know, I don't know if I know anybody personally, but I know a lot of accounts I followed. They talk
Yeah.
about it. I know I did my bootleg ayahuasca, and there was no shaman, and it was I talked about it with Bill. I was like, just eat a quarter and go to Looneyville, and then
Bootleg
you come back.
ayahuasca.
Yeah, it was just a drug addict's way, really.
Right. I'm doing ayahuasca. You're just smoking a lot of pot. Yeah.
You just smoked an ounce and didn't leave the home.
Bootleg ayahuasca on a budget.
Yeah, but I love that stuff. It's why not? I think it's great for anyone that has self-control and wants to evolve and vibrate higher in
Sure.
that sense. Or anyone who's so spun out of control to where it's what have you got to lose? You're
Right.
going to die anyways. You know what I mean? The people like that where it's just they're already a drug addict. I'm like, that's why they need to do this. 'Cause
Right.
They just stole money from their mama's purse to go score some heroin or whatever.
It's
fuck.
a last ditch effort
It's just
kind of.
it's a Hail Mary. It's fucking go to Peru and trip out and see what happens.
I'm totally for it too if you can handle that. I think I would I don't have any interest in trying to do that.
But that's the whole thing about it. The ayahuasca trip with the shaman, the research I've done is you go through the 7 stages of death and grief or whatever the fuck it is.
Interesting.
Is that what it is? 7 stages? You literally, I watched a movie on it with Michael Keaton in high school. I don't remember. But there's certain stages processing trauma and death or anything like that. It's like a denial, a fucking anger, grief, acceptance, and you're supposed to go through that with the shaman, and then rebirth, and then basically just humble acceptance and serenity, just like and the trip's supposed to be so awful that you go to hell and to the place where you almost die but you don't die. Unless you have a bad shaman.
Right. Then
Tough
whoop.
break.
Bye.
Tough break.
You only get to step 5 and then you're
Shouldn't
done.
have done it.
You done.
Shouldn't have
It's
done
over.
it. You fucked
Oops.
up.
You're just like marinating in step 5, like,
Yeah.
hey.
Where'd
Show's
I go?
over.
Where'd
He's
I
like,
go?
the shaman's like, I didn't pay attention in this part of the
Ooh,
training.
ew,
Sorry.
sorry.
Yeah. Oops. That'd be me as a shaman. I'd be like, I knew I skipped the part. And they'd be like, fucking.
Whoopsie daisy. Good,
Oops.
Good thing you can't extradite me. And then you have the rebirth to where you
Right.
come out like, oh, all that's bullshit. Like, I'm gonna fucking
Understanding, insight.
yeah, be a fucking just honest and true to myself and this and that or whatever.
Those
I
are
haven't done it yet, but that's what I hear from everybody that has done it.
that. I didn't know about those 7 stages. So those are the 7 stages you go through like right before you die, or do you deal with if someone else has died and you're like trying to mourn it?
I believe both. Like
Okay.
I don't even know. I haven't done it. I can't speak. This is just YouTube rabbit holes.
Oh, I'm on those.
Yeah, Google
constantly.
those 7 steps.
I think it's
Yeah, that's-
5 stages of
5
grief.
stages. Yeah.
Oh, 5 stages of grief. Yeah, I've heard about that. But that'd be interesting if there's like they know what happens like as you die, and you're like boop, 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 and then come right back. I know
Yeah.
your life's supposed to flash for
and
your
a lot
eyes.
of people with near-death experiences talk about it, where they just like it's just like acceptance. You're just like like the fucking program.
Totally.
Just you got them.
Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance.
Sounds like me at like a fucking bakery.
Yeah, sounds like you in front of croissants.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right.
I know I keep saying it, but I just,
That is exactly what it was like
the
towards
riff
the end.
of the day.
Denial.
Me in front of Coke bottles, not even cocaine. Just are those Haribo? Oh, no.
Oh, that's the luxury
No. Anger, I
Haribo.
punch the gummies. Ah.
Yeah.
Acceptance, like, okay. I'm
It
a
is what it
junkie.
is.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yep. Yeah. Haribo.
Oh, man.
Those are the luxury.
Those are good.
That's the good stuff.
There's also 7 stages of grief or 7 stages of dying. Shock and denial is the first one.
And this is for you. Like, so I get shot, and all of a sudden I'm like, fuck no.
I think it's more with terminally ill people.
Oh,
I
that
don't
makes
think
more
it's
sense.
that quick.
Okay, that makes
I
more
got
sense.
an hour. Better go through the 7 stages.
Right. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea.
So be like, shock, denial. Oh, fuck no.
Then pain and guilt, anger and bargaining. These are all like together. Depression, the upward turn, reconstruction and working through, acceptance and hope. So that's a different.
I buy it.
Yeah.
I buy it. I buy it. Yeah, maybe if you get shot or something happens quick, though, maybe that all happens like warp speed.
Yeah, I
You
was
know?
actually just watched the Comedy Store, most recent episode, Showtime documentary.
I really
want to
watch
the Comedy
that.
Store.
That's cool. I want to get Showtime just to watch that, actually.
It's really cool.
That's
You could
awesome.
do just the free trial and don't
All
forget
right.
to unsubscribe like I did, and then you get charged $14.99.
I got this. I got the. I already used the free trial to have. When there was my buddy had a special on it
Nice.
recently, the Stay at Home Son special. I wanted to watch his, and then I canceled it.
They're airing it at the Comedy Store every
Really?
Sunday. I just went. Yeah, I did the OR through the plexiglass.
Through the glass. I would like to watch that. I love watching I mean,
It's hard.
yeah, it
It's
is
so
tough.
hard. I just put my hand on it.
It's tough.
Feels like you're in prison.
It's tough to. I found I did only one thing through plexiglass, but it's tough to hear. Like literally,
You can't hear it.
you can't.
Thank God Mike Schmidt, he runs the technical side of things at the Comedy Store, and he works there. He's a comic, and he mic'd up the audience
Oh, that's
so you
great.
could hear.
That's great.
But when they're talking and not listening to you, I have to like turn the mic off. Just turn it
Right.
off.
I'd
Rather have
Yeah, I don't
no
need to hear
of
about
it.
their
Rather
fucking-
just perform to this glass.
Yeah, doctor's visit they had.
Oh man, it's fucking.
Yeah, that's the love of the game when you're performing in that situation too, where you're like, I just love comedy, so
Yeah,
here we are.
it's brutal.
I'm gonna get Showtime though. I'm gonna if I can get another free trial, maybe I'll pay that
Yeah, but
$15.
it's worth it just for the documentary, as well as you can watch it at the Comedy Store. And the reason I brought that up is because Sam Kinison, the episode was on him, and when he passed, and his buddy, I think it was Carl LeBove. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
You could
ain't
say
gonna
anything and
watch
I'd
this.
buy it.
But anyways, he was a comic, or is a comic, and was there when Sam passed, and the truck hit him, and he took the impact, and he said Sam was on his last breath and was looking up to something up there, and he's like, no, I can't go yet, like I'm not ready, no, and then he like listened, and then he was like, oh, okay. And then he just left. And the guy said he felt him go through him.
Wow.
And it was the craziest shit he's ever experienced in his life, is his buddy's like soul go
Sure.
through him and communicate with something higher above him. And he said it was a trip.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was really cool. I actually had a Uber driver that was in direct connection to Sam Kinison. And he was telling me all these stories. He's like, I was a pallbearer at his funeral. And it was just so crazy. And he's like, yeah, Sam was nuts, man.
So he knew him before his funeral too?
Yeah, he used to party with him.
Oh wow.
Sam used to have an entourage of partiers, and if you left early, you were out.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad.
I hate that when someone pressures you to stay out.
Yeah,
Because I'll be like, all right, I'll stay out a little longer, but I hate that.
and it was just cocaine, girls, guns, and he said like you paid Sam his money. He would just literally like go in the arena's manager's office and just put his gun on the table. He's like, "Where's my money?" He's like, "Give me cash right now. I don't give a fuck. You just give it to me." He was nuts. There's a bullet hole in the Comedy Store sign that Sam just shot.
Really?
Yeah, is it still there?
I didn't know. I've like watched a few. I've just done like YouTube research on it, but like that, I would love to like watch more about that.
So he's a OG. So it was said by his
Shooting
family that he was somewhat of a mild-mannered boy, and he got hit by a car and had a brain injury, and then just was nuts after that.
Fuck.
Like fucking nuts. I believe the same thing happened to Gary Busey, right?
Hit
Yeah.
by a car.
He got in a gnarly accident and then just went a little cuckoo afterwards.
Because it can mess with your impulse control.
Yeah,
So then that get hit by that car, all of a sudden,
yeah. Changed your personality. Head injuries is crazy. I was
he was-
dropped on my head as an infant, and I've had many head injuries as an adult. I got this fucking my skull's crooked back here because I went to hop over a parking meter shit-faced, and my dick hit the top, and I fell on the back of my head. And I was like, oh, fuck, there's been a dent in my head ever since. See, it's for cookie. That's good enough for me.
that
And
sounds.
yeah, it's brutal. I had a concussion for sure. I just went to sleep.
Oh, and I think you're not supposed to go to, because I had a concussion once. And I remember I think I wasn't supposed to go to sleep.
Yeah, they always say that.
Yeah,
but,
they're like, just
oh,
don't fall asleep, otherwise.
You might slip into a coma. What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary Busey had a motorcycle accident. He split his skull. They
Yeah.
did brain surgery. He said he passed away and went to the other side where he got information.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has,
I
brain
believe it.
injury.
What kind of information?
I mean,
I mean, that's a tease.
yeah, right.
Yeah. I believe it. Then he just went a little too nuts, and it happens.
I want some information. I want to know. I'd want
Just
that.
meditate.
All right. Okay. I'll do an
put you in
accountability group with you.
I'll put you in the group chat. We can
Thank
both
you.
mute it.
Yeah. Muting it.
Mute it.
They're like,
yeah.
Craig, you're not interacting. You're like, I'm meditating. I can't.
meditating.
I'm meditating. I'm taking it very seriously.
I got a head injury. Go fuck yourself.
That sounds so painful.
It was.
I'm sorry.
It's my own doing.
Sounds so awful, though.
Don't get shit faced.
Don't
Do
get shit
stupid
faced. You're
shit.
right. You're right. You're
That's the
right.
bottom line.
I had a concussion once, but it was when I was a kid. I was in like second grade, and I was really chubby then. And I was with my friend Tom. He was really chubby too. That's probably why we were such good. Like we were like would commiserate. And we were playing outside. His dad was a carpenter, so he had all these like logs and like sticks and boards across the logs. And I jumped onto one log, and Tom was on the other end of it. And right when I jump on, he jumped off. So the board came up and just like,
Damn.
and I remember seeing it like coming towards me, and I was like, oh, and then I just remember like, pow, and then I remember falling, and then people running around being like, don't fall asleep, like don't pass out.
They say you go into a coma or some shit.
Yeah.
I remember the first concussion I had, I was running, and me and this kid's running opposite direction, and our heads collided.
No.
And I was puking and had a
No.
concussion, but he went to the hospital, and I was like, I got a hard head.
Yeah. You should see the other guy.
I went to Nana's
wait.
house and watched Nickelodeon with a puke bucket.
You just ran into each other?
Mm-hmm.
Was there? Do you remember why you guys didn't like turn?
We were like, same thing, like 6. I don't know. It just
fucking
happened.
Going for it.
The second concussion was the parking meter. And I think I got a concussion from the Lake Las Vegas getting slammed. My head was rattled for a few days. I was taking lots of naps too. It was,
Oh no.
whatever. It's
It
all
happens.
right.
It is what it is.
Your contract's up when your contract's up.
True. You're right.
If old God in the sand over there wants to take me out, he gonna take me. Ain't nothing I could do. Ain't no Glock 19 or old shark repellent that will save me, all right?
See, you don't need to meditate. You got that seems like a higher consciousness right
Everyone's
there.
so scared of everything. It's like, yeah,
True. I get scared. You're right. I try to let it go. I try to be like,
let it go.
You know,
It's out of your control.
totally.
If anybody told me you want to know the day you're going to die, like, no,
Oh no, I would not. No. I'd be like, well,
I want to eat sugar and do it myself.
you wouldn't want like a hint. I think I'd want a hint.
Nah.
I'd want a hint because I'd want to know. I'd be like, don't tell me unless it's someone I know fucking takes me out. Then I want to know. So at least every time I see them, I'm very friendly, I would
Then
say.
I just take them out.
And I'll be not nice. At least they'll be like, hey, Emma, and I'll be like, eat shit. Like at least I won't be friendly to them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Get a good car key. And
Yeah.
Then I would want to know. But other than that, I wouldn't want to know.
Yeah.
I don't think. I'd want to know. I'd want to know. I want to know now.
Let
I
it
want
be,
to know.
man. Let
Because
it be.
I'd want to know because I'd be like, well, because if they knew, I'd be like, so you do know, and I'd want to know is they
I just
want to
know, do I choke on steak alone by myself?
Great way to go down.
And that's a bad way. That's the saddest way I could think
Oh,
of.
see, I would love that because then it's like you're happy, you're enjoying some peace and quiet. You wouldn't want to go down that way? No. What, really? On steak?
I rather like get shot in the heart, like trying to save an old lady.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what you got to
I'm
say.
a hero.
Oh, yeah.
you
Okay.
know?
All right. Me too. I'd rather do it that way. Helping old ladies cross the street.
Or
Yeah.
in my sleep, either murdered or in my sleep.
Getting shot would hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah, but for trying to be a hero,
Yeah.
like saving some kids or some shit.
Sure, that's true.
that's some
true.
badass shit.
That's true. But top way for me if I was eating steak alone. If I could save some kids and die from eating steak alone.
Yeah.
Like if like they were like, this is poison steak and either you eat it or the kids eat it, I'll be like, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
That's how I'd want to go. Save the kids, eat the steak.
Nah. Good old bullet to the chest. No, that's so dark. Just kidding. Okay. We've had a good run. We've
Yeah,
had
it's
a
great
good
to
run.
catch up with you.
Dude, that was fucking hour and a half of fire. Normally I get to like 40. Usually I the whole reason I have guests, I'm like, help me. I can't talk.
Doing it yourself
run
is
out.
so hard.
Guys, how do you do it?
I have
How
so
you
much
do it?
respect for that because I tried doing it a couple times and I don't know if it's my ADD or not, but I also would feel very like it's tough. I have so much respect for it. But you're a great talker.
You're a great talker.
Appreciate it, man.
No, we've killed it for an hour and a half, and thank you very much for
Thank
doing
you.
it. But I have one final question.
Okay.
This is the theme of my podcast. Oh fuck! I guess I should have. Since you're sober, we'll do 2 more questions. What was like a bad event that made you come out a better person? Even though we've kind of been talking about that on accident. Like what led you to sobriety, led you to comedy. Also, if you don't want to answer that, you don't have to, but you have to answer the next question.
Oh, you're gonna tell me? You want to wait to?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's a
wait.
surprise. Oh, I'm so curious now. Wait, what's the next question?
You'll see.
Is it about pooping my pants?
Yep.
Oh, I've got so many. I have a lot of experience with that because I had.
Actually, that's what led me to be a better person.
Yeah, perfect. That like having poop in my pants like definitely has been like a through line experience for me. And then it stopped happening oddly enough, I started taking Accutane for my skin, and that's supposed to cause other people, like one of the symptoms is like can cause IBS. For me, made mine go away.
That's so crazy.
Isn't that so weird? I mean, like, I'm not a doctor, so could have been not connected, but like once I was into the Accutane, stopped having the IBS problems. And it used to be, man, it was awful. Like, it was. All right, but you want me to tell you the poop story afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the finisher.
All right. Okay, something that made me be a better, made me get sober the very first time was where I took it like really seriously. It was after I'd been in New York for like a year, and I was just running around all the time, like no work-life balance. I was going to school, doing comedy, and I was like not like spending time with any like friends, family, nothing. I was just burnt out at both ends. I was like treating my body like shit, being disrespectful to like just a terror in relationships, just a terror. Like, not that I'm like the best now, but I try.
Yeah.
You know, just back in the day, like not so great. So then I just couldn't, I was like, I want to die. Like I remember having this distinct moment. It was when I graduated. I graduated grad school. I was sitting at the graduation.
You went to grad
I went
school?
to grad school, and I was like,
But you're a comic.
Craig, let me tell you something.
You're smart.
Let me tell you, I'm dyslexic and I have ADD too.
Yeah.
So I
Damn.
was in special ed for some of high school. But the thing is like then when you start finding stuff, I think it's like when you work that hard to do okay in school, then when you find things that if you work hard, you do well at. I was like, okay, like now
Yeah.
I got this like work ethic down a little bit. In high school, I worked hard, but I had to cheat. It was like working hard at cheating. You know what I mean? And that's like, you got to like hustle for that. You got to find people to cheat off of. I used to bring them snacks. I'm not a dirtbag. I wouldn't just take and not give. So I was like, I was always working hard in high school to get good grades, but through cheating.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I party, I put a hole in your wall, but I patch it up. I'm
Right,
like,
exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Exactly.
I fixed it.
Perfect summary of it.
Hope you get that deposit back.
Yeah. Bang, but I patched it up though, and I did a good job. I watched a YouTube video and everything.
I did. I actually did. I had to learn how. I didn't know how. I was like, YouTube, everything's on there.
Amen. What a lifesaver.
YouTube. Who needs college? YouTube.
YouTube.
It's free.
You get sponsored by YouTube.
Yeah.
And the beach. YouTube and the beach.
God and is George Soros. I don't know who owns that shit. Some billionaire fucker.
Does someone own that? It's not like the states?
YouTube?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
YouTube.
God
I thought you meant,
owns that.
Oh. See, I did go to grad school, but I'm a fucking idiot. Like I take things so literally. I thought you were gonna...
Who owns YouTube?
Oh.
Google.
Google? Who owns Google?
Jeff Bezos owns Amazon. I know that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who does own Google? We should know that.
Satan.
And that we don't know that
Satan.
shows that it's part of some kind of thing. That person's not bopping around with Bill Gates and you know what I'm saying?
They're all in cahoots. It's such
Yeah,
a
it's
scary world of that wealth.
We should know who owns Google though. Like they should be like out and about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we should be like, oh, it's, da-da-da. But I was like, I want to die. I was at the graduation. I was like, I want to die. I can't go on like this. So I left New York and I moved back in with my mom in Boston. And I started going to therapy like twice a week. And I was like, I just have to want to like my life again. So that like definitely felt like a rebirth. Like, cause it was like the best year of my life. I was living at my mom's, going to therapy. I lied my way into getting a job selling educational travel. I just contacted a recruiter and was like, can you show me the type of jobs?
You know what's crazy about that? You lied your way into a job. I guarantee you probably were better at anyone that didn't lie. You know what I mean? That's the hustler that wants.
Right, I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? But that's usually the guy that wants to work there and wants to get shit done.
I was really good at the effort. They said it was like educational travel, like so I would sell people like study abroad programs. They said they'd never had someone work harder and sell less.
Oh.
Couldn't make a sale.
Damn.
Because if someone's like, I don't want to buy something, I'd be like, I get it.
Yeah.
You know?
I was that way with mortgages too. I used to
Yeah.
sell sling mortgages. I'd be like, they don't, you know what I mean? It ain't good for them.
Right.
I don't need a second mortgage. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Want to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, I mean,
sell it.
yeah.
They don't need it.
Yeah, you feel like I wasn't good at it. Like if a teacher's like, oh, it's not in our budget, I'm not going to say to a teacher, find a way. So I was like, I get it. It's tough out here. And then I got fired. Yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't meant to be. But that was part of what got me sober. I just wanted to die. Like I was like, I just don't want to be here anymore. So instead of doing that, I was like, I'll just try.
People always
This.
ask me like, what got you sober? So much, but also
So much.
It's a million different things, a million different incidents.
Yeah, man.
But just the pure fact of like, it's getting fucked up wasn't fun. It's fun until it's not fun anymore, and then it literally becomes work. Like it became a work and a task. Like, oh, I have to get fucked up.
It owns
like it
you.
was a job. Yeah. It was like, oh, fuck that audition. I got a bottle of vodka.
Right. Now I'll say,
know?
fuck that audition. I'll still do the audition and just move on.
Yes. Yeah, it just consumes you, man. It's just all fuck.
And the
it's all
despair.
bullshit.
All
Yeah.
I need to feel happy, I've noticed too, is like a little bit of hope about something.
Yeah.
So like if I'm like, oh, I got some hope about this. Well, also in like being grateful and there for other people and all that stuff. But for real, it's like just I need some hope.
The only true moments of happiness is when I just analyze my life and am grateful for what I have. That's it. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Totally.
And I laugh and I was like, dude, you were such a fucking loser a few years back. And now you got shit going.
Totally.
That's why you walk off. I was like, I made it.
Seriously.
Still close to, not made it, but it's doing a hell of a lot better than I
Yeah.
ever fucking was, man.
Totally.
All right, now let's get to the poop.
Okay.
What was your most epic poop story? Like on a hot day, or you shit on
Oh, a
an
hot
old
date.
lady because you bent over and the pressure and it just, fucking.
I thought you said a hot day instead of a hot date. I was
A
like,
hot
yeah,
day.
yeah, yeah.
A hot day too. That's a bad.
What was
You're
the
120
temperature?
out.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's some.
The worst, I'm trying to think the very worst one. Because, like, there was one I remember that was pretty bad. This wasn't the worst one, though. But this was, like, I remember I drank some coffee and I was like, oh, my God, I have to go to the bathroom. So I go into Macy's and I was like, is there a bathroom? They're like, it's this way, it's that way. Then there was a line. So I went into,
There's a line at a Macy's?
believe it or not, in New York. And so I went into a changing room. And
Oh, no.
I, like, just, like, pooped in my backpack or whatever I had on me. And that sucked. That really sucked. It was degrading because then I had to walk out, with the.
Imagine trying a blouse on and you just hear bubble guts next door, like.
I got in, I got out.
And the smell.
And I walked out like nothing
Did
happened.
you leave the backpack there?
No. I'll
I
make
would've
the
left
thing and
it.
I'll pack it up. No, you
Okay.
wouldn't.
Good luck,
Yeah. Fuck
Macy's employee.
Yeah. I work for
Have
Sears.
fun opening that Jan Sport.
This is what you get. It was a JanSport.
The old mudslide Jan Sport.
That was bad. The worst
What'd
one.
you do with the backpack?
Threw it out.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I don't know if this is actually
You didn't hose it off and donate it to Goodwill?
just got rid of it. Actually, I think the one I was going to say was the worst one wasn't the worst one. This is what I think is the worst one. Okay.
Yeah, well, now you gotta tell both.
Okay, I'll tell you both
This
of
is a
them.
good.
This-
This is Emma.
you
You're
gotta-
the best.
you gotta have
man.
some of that-
Some
that-
people are like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't have one." I'm like, "You got three epics."
But some people might not have stomach problems. I can't take credit for these. This is the IBS.
Mm-hmm.
But this is maybe okay. I was staying at an ex-girlfriend's place. She lives in LA, and we were like friends. And I was here visiting, so I was staying at her place for a little bit. And I remember she had like gone to work, and I was taking out the trash. And while I was like coming back in, I was like, even though I was like walking back into the apartment, I was like, I'm gonna poop my pants. And then I was like, no, I'm not. Then I couldn't find the key. So I'm like, I'm fucking locked out. I'm about to poop the pants. And I had sweatpants on. I remember that. And then I was
Why is it always in sweatpants?
why is it always, it's been in sweatpants every time? You know why? Maybe we feel more comfortable then.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe the
more
turd
relaxed. Yeah, they know.
This is loose cloth.
Yeah.
Let's get them.
I like sweatpants.
This isn't hugging jeans,
Oh, which is, but
a little better. Holds it in.
Yeah.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
I was like, are you going to be like back soon? Like, I'm having a problem. I think I'm locked out and I have to go to the bathroom. She was like, yeah, I'll be there in a second. So I'm looking for the keys, I go poop. I'm like, fuck, this sucks. Like, I was like, this sucks. So then she comes out and she was like, what's going on? And I had never told her about my stomach problems before. And I was like, I have to go inside. So we go inside and she's like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, no, I need the bathroom. And then I go in.
Out of the way.
Take the sweatpants off. The poop's still all in the sweatpants, but I'm in the tub. And then you've got poop over you in ways you didn't even know. Mm-hmm. And I'm in the tub getting it off, but the water's poopy. And she sticks her head in.
Why won't you mind your business? Ever heard of privacy? I don't know who you are, but shame on you.
She was like, "Are you okay?" And it was like an ex, so she probably felt more comfortable opening the door. And then she was like, "What?" And I was like, "I got stomach issues. I pooped my pants. That's why I kept texting you to come back." And she was like, "Oh my God." And then she sat with me while I was in the tub cleaning myself off. And because of that, we're going to be friends forever. You know what I mean?
Sat with you? I'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
She sat with me. She was like, "It's okay."
I know it's okay, but leave me alone. Leave
Yeah.
me alone. Let me be.
I was
woman.
like-
let me be.
Wow. Like that. I felt very close after that. I was like, I appreciate,
Nice.
not judging me.
Damn, you got some good poop stories.
That sucked though.
That's a good one.
I appreciate that you appreciate it. That sucked.
Okay, you said you got one
And then
more.
the one other one, this to me is what I do think is the worst one. All right. Drank a coffee. Really have to go to the bathroom. I'm in New York. Can't find a place. There's too long a line at Starbucks. Get in a taxi. I'm like, I'm going to go back to my place. I'm in the taxi. I'm talking to my mom. I'm like, fuck. Like, it's going to happen. So I prop myself up in the taxi seat. It's like, so I won't squish all over the butt. Talking to my mom. I'm like, I gotta go. She's like, what? Click. And then I poop, but I'm like doing a squat on the taxi seat so the poop isn't squishing into me and getting all over the seat.
Yeah.
So I'm
Respect.
like, respect.
Honorable person.
I'm so
I know.
fucking like I'm like this sucks, and I don't know what the taxi driver thought I was happening. So I get to my place, still can't sit down, squish into it, pay, get out, have to get out like this. I feel like a ball of poop go down my leg, and it falls out the sweatpant bottom. So I'm like,
You're gonna
fuck.
have some skid marks on the calf there.
I'm like, I'm like, oh. So the taxi driver just goes. And that building, I remember the building next to it had a doorman. I could see him seeing me. I don't think he saw anything. And I saw a piece of newspaper, and I put it over like the poop pile. I'm so sorry. This is disgusting. Like,
No,
I
it's
apologize.
good. This is good stuff. You don't know my fan base. This
All right,
is what we live
okay.
for.
Thank you for I appreciate it. Put the newspaper over it. I'm like, fuck. Scuttle up to my apartment, wash off, throw out the sweatpants, take it out to the trash, come back to scoop up this like poop pile.
You're a good person.
Craig, it
Just
was
clean
gone.
it up. What? Someone really wanted to read the paper. What's going on in the news today?
More shit. Yeah.
It's shit every day. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was bad. But that hasn't happened. Like, I'm very grateful that hasn't happened in a long time.
I got some coffee right here.
I'm okay. Do you still poop your pants now? No judgment.
Yeah, I sharded maybe a few months ago, but
Really?
yeah, I push a lot. I eat unhealthy. I probably should eliminate all dairy, and I just say fuck it and have ice cream
Yeah.
every day of my life because it's magical.
It is. But your skin's good. A lot of times people are allergic to dairy. I think it makes their skin break out. I'm basing this off of no actual knowledge.
No, that's true for sure. It's bad for a lot of people's skin. I know that, and
Maybe it's the pushing. I don't know.
it's the pushing. It's the fact that anytime there's any glimpse of a fart, I'm like, I'm gonna give it all I got.
You're
And-
ambitious.
Yeah, and it's just funny. They're so funny. And then I'm like, oh no, why'd I do that?
You're ambitious.
Why'd I do that? Why did I eat queso dip and push the next day? That's a bad combo.
Hey man, if
So-
you have when you write a book, that would be, in my humble opinion, a great opening sentence or something. Why did I have queso dip and push the next day, and then it like cuts to you somewhere?
Wow.
Why did I have queso dip?
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was such a treat.
That was so fun.
Thank you
and
so much.
everybody's Emma Willman, very, very funny comic. Plug any dates. We're gonna tag you in everything, of course.
Just on Instagram at Emma Willman. I don't have any dates have been
I know. I always say
sidelined.
plug dates.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
This will come out next week after Old Billy Boy.
Oh man, I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That yeah.
So if you just saw Bill Burr, all I have to say about myself is I'm sorry.
no,
that is not. But
this is fantastic.
I just Emma Willman at everything, and I always try to DM people back. And I'm on Facebook, and I just joined TikTok.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I made one post to reserve my name. I gotta.
It's I just
hard.
put some stand-up clips up, and then one of them did do well, and then it like got. I don't fucking know. I mean, whatever.
we
It is
try.
what it
We
is.
try.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Everybody
it.
like and subscribe and that cool jazz. I don't know. I love you all. Peace. All right, everybody. Comedy Showcase app. You know what it is. This app is on Apple only and it will be on Android as soon as we make some money. And what it is stand-up clips for you every day of the week, and the subscription that you pay for the app goes to the comedians. Right now, 100% goes to the comedians. So your subscription pays broke, messed up comedians. Now I'm still not cussing. Fucked up comedians. I can cuss now. Shit, fart, fuck. And that's awesome. Supporting the artists. Hopefully this thing blows up and we get all these up-and-comers paid, and paid well, paid rent money. And that's what it's about. And they own all the rights to their material. They own it. They get paid for it. The app is just a vessel to get it out to the people and pay the comics. Thank you. Why am I doing this too early? I'm not a crook. Nixon. And thank you guys. Please like and subscribe to the podcast. I appreciate y'all. Bill Burr.